thing with urethane is the cover. I mean, it's the cover material, and that's what separates urethane from reactive. What we changed with the U-Motion versus the True Motion is we lowered the differential. It helps the ball retain energy more. So when you can have a higher RG to help get the ball down the lane, a lower differential so you're not overpowering the cover with the core, it's just a great combination.
Yeah, when you're bowling tournaments and you're bowling especially on tougher patterns, you don't really want to try and create too much shape with the lane with your equipment, so you want to have the ball really control the lane. So the great thing about urethane and the U-Motion is that it gives you that control of the lane to kind of keep you in play. And then coupled with dynamic ore and the lesser flare, you're going to get a lot better pin carry than you normally would out of a true control ball.
When I missed right early, the ball, it was a gradual motion. It wasn't a real quick jerk motion that might get you a 6 count. It was a real slow, gradual. It still maintained the right angle into the pocket. Even if the ball went a hair long, it still had that gradual motion, and you just snapped the pin out instead of, splitting 8-9. So either way, you struck.
So with the U-Motion having dynamic ore and having, some other characteristics, I felt like it maintained motion and continuation through the pin, so that even if I wasn't high flush, it still slapped the pins around and mixed them around and, gave me a lot of strikes. There were really a lot of shots that weren't quite perfectly settled into the 1-3, but something about that dynamic ore just sent the pins around, and you can see the pins kind of come out of nowhere and take them out.
Of the urethane balls that I've thrown, this one gave me a pretty solid window to miss with. I threw a few shots where I missed in and it was in the oil and it still snapped the tin out. If I missed right, it saw friction, glued to the lane even more, and climbed back up the hill. I know there's a big debate on short pin versus urethane, and from a feel standpoint, I think that with a short pin reactive, you're still going to have to play with the cover a lot. I think that it's going to see a lot of the transition more than the urethane. If you have a good urethane ball like the U-Motion that's going to glue to the lane, it's just going to let you see the ball pick up in the same spot. And from there, it's just adjusting your arm speed with your swing or your hand speed with your hand to get the ball to pick up where you want. And I think that's where urethane might have a slight edge over a short pin reactive. And you can manipulate the ball speed, and so regardless of how much the pattern stretches out, you just hit it harder, and it still picks up in the same spot. Now, that's not to say that there might not be advantages to a short pin reactive over urethane in some instances, but as far as the U-Motion is concerned, I think it's going to give you definitely what you're looking for in a urethane piece. You can get the U-Motion on March 5th at your local pro shop, and I would recommend adding it to your arsenal.